Our 2023 budget is built around estimated giving of $66,000. This compares to projected giving of $85,000 in 2022. Our expenditures are broken down into 6 main categories. General expense, $7,307. Wages, $53,152. This includes taxes on non-pastoral wage. Benefits, $3,100. Pastor Tim's reimbursable expenses is this item. Missions, $360. This is for direct giving to Light of Life International. Family ministry, $3,750. Worship, $1,857. This gives us a total of $69,575 in expenses. However, this leaves a shortfall in cash flow of $3,575. However, we expect to have a cash reserve of $18,000 to $20,000 at the end of 2022. All things being equal, we will have a cash excess at the end of 2023. There is a major reduction in expenses of $10,000. I will let Pastor Tim explain this.
Church. As Chuck was explaining, there will be a $10,000 reduction in our next year's budget, and that is actually I will be taking a $10,000 pay cut from my salary, but alongside of that, I will actually be picking up 2 days a week working in a different job. Again, continually coming back to this theme of God's provision. And there's a saying, there was a missionary named Hudson Taylor, who was a missionary in China, responsible for seeing literally millions and millions of believers people come to Christ. He had a saying, and it was that God's work done in God's way will never lack God's supply. God's work done in God's way will never lack God supply. And I have seen that to be true in my life. We continually see that to be true in our church. And even as I move to, being slightly bivocational, just continue to see that provision. I won't get into the whole story of this job, but long story short, I've been connected with another house church pastor out in Lansing. And before I ever even knew I was going to have to move to be bivocational, he offered me a job in one of his businesses. At the time I said, well, thanks, but no thanks. And then about a month later, I was like, well, are you still hiring? And so again, just what the theme has been. Sorry, Tim. Oh my goodness. You learn to zone it out. But again, going back to that theme of the provision of God, even before we know, like Jesus says, right, in the Gospels, in the Sermon on the Mount, ask, because the Father knows before you even ask. He knows what you need before you even ask. And so this next season of life, this next 2023, will look different as far as being bivocational. My non-church job will be Monday and Tuesday. I will be an energy retrofitting inspector, which is super exciting. If you have questions about your energy efficiency in your home, let me know, and I'll inspect your home. Again, just it was unexpected, but the Lord, it didn't throw God a loop, right? He knew it was coming. He's already made a way. And when you are able to stop and continually see the provision of the Lord, right? You continually are able to see His hand. How can you be anything except excited? Like, the Lord is not forsaken. The Lord hasn't changed. His calling hasn't wavered. And His favor continues to rest upon us. And so, again, thank you, Chuck, so much for all the work that you've done. in preparing this, and we'll look forward to seeing how the Lord continues to work.
If you have any questions or would like a copy of the 2023 budget, please send your request to finance@thegatheringchurch.com.